the very first video episode of Every Little Wars podcast. Today we've got...
I'm Eric.
I'm Brian.
I'm Carl.
Carl! Great,
Otter.
So welcome aboard. Today on our very first episode, we are very excited to talk about the new Games Workshop Blackstone Fortress. We're going to be doing an unboxing of this really cool baby right here.
So nice. So nice.
It's really shiny.
Very shiny. For those of you who are not aware, this is Warhammer Quest. It's basically a dungeon crawl in space, but 40K-esque. And it's going to be surrounded around the lore of Blackstone Fortress. For those of you who don't know, the Blackstone Fortresses first came into the narrative in the 30K universe. They were kind of a big unknown space fortress of unknown origin with immense power, and the Emperor basically turned them into big giant...
slapped weapons all over it.
Slapped weapons all over it to big giant human fortresses
But not
in
all
space.
of them. Some of them
Had big battery guns, Imperial bases, landing pods for Imperial fighters and ships.
but some of them were corrupted by chaos.
Of course, we can't forget the fact they were corrupted by chaos, and
As much as the Emperor probably would rather you forgot about that.
Abaddon decided to crash them into a planet.
Yeah, one of them.
Abaddon does
Yeah.
stupid stuff like that.
But this is the last one.
And now, fast forward way into the 41st millennium, and it's basically a big, gigantic, bigger than a space Hulk, floating in space, full of mystery, mayhem, and wonderful archaeotech.
So it's a space dungeon.
It's a space dungeon.
Space
in
dungeon.
space.
Space dungeons in space.
And to kind of bring things out, GW, Games Workshop, is really going all out with the narrative behind this. Right alongside the game, they have come out with the Blackstone Fortress novel by Darius Hinks. And I've kind of got it, started reading this, got through the first chapter. It's a very interesting read. But just to kind of set the mood. There are those in the great expanse of the galaxy that seek profit wherever it is to be found. The deal makers, the opportunists, and explorers. The rogue traders. Granted power by an ancient charter sanctioned by the Emperor himself, entrepreneurs and adventurers roam the galaxy in search of fortune and glory. None, perhaps, are as hungry for these twin vices as Janus Drake. All but disowned by his wealthy family, regarded as a wayward son of ill repute and little potential. Drake knows he must restore his fortunes soon, or his misadventures will see him destitute and discarded. So it is then that when he finds a truly exceptional prize, one that will return him to his deserved station, Drake recruits a crew of fellow treasure seekers and sets them to the task. Drake's obsession is all-consuming, and he will risk everything to obtain his prize and its many secrets, including his life, or even that of his crew. And with that said, to set the mood, we now jump into the unboxing of Blackstone Fortress.
So first things first, we've got a bunch of miniatures here. The red ones, there's a couple of red sprues here that are basically the player characters. These are all of the heroes, the adventurers that are going into this Blackstone Fortress.
You know, it just goes to show that if you paint your models, they'll live longer, because otherwise they go in red shirts. Just saying.
These are red, they're all red shirts.
They
all start out red
in
shirts.
the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I have to say, GW has really been stepping it up quite a bit on the quality of their miniatures and even the ease by which you could assemble them. It looks like these particular miniatures are going to be able to be assembled with very little to no glue. And the quality is really, really up there. Good job, GW.
Some of the heads and things on like the gray sprue are all of the monsters, NPCs. Some of the heads and arms do look like they're going to need some glue, but most everything is actually like hole and peg. It's all going to be press fit for the most part.
Yeah, wait till you get your hands on them. You're going to find there's a lot of detail.
Wait,
for a plastic sprue, has an amazing amount of detail. Like, we're talking, for those of you who have been around for several years, like some of us here, like, We're talking like, oh god, I'm losing the name of the company already. The resin people, they sell resin craft.
Forge World.
Forge World, yes, those guys. There's like Forge World level quality on these miniatures for details, but you're not gonna have a lot of posability like standard Games Workshop products. But
There's
I mean, they're
46, 40, 49 miniatures here, something like that. There's a lot of minis here, and I mean, there's only a couple of sprues, but look at this huge bag of bases. Like, there's a lot of minis in this box.
You know, and I'm just kind of flipping through the book here for the first time and looking at at these miniatures painted up. These are gorgeous models. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, they have the painted up versions of the Trader Guardsmen here, and these are some really cool Trader Guardsmen. They're not just the typical Imperial Guard that's been painted up with, like, you know, Slanesh or some kind of chaotic colors. These are authentic Chaos Cultist Imperial Guard.
Some of these guys have like leather armor.
Got leather armor, fur,
little bits of fur. Like they're
capes.
very Chaos Guardsmen. But the player characters, who are some of the explorers in this?
Well, you know, just to kind of touch off a couple of the explorers, like just in the little narrative that we did, Janus Drake, he obviously is the rogue trader that's kind of is leading the band of like various Xenos. And that's the interesting thing about this that I've noticed first on is in typical games of 40K, all of the various alien races are like pitted against each other. But here, Janus Drake is going against Imperial Creed, and he's recruited Kroot, he's recruited Eldari. He looks like he's got some missionary zealot going on here, and he's even got the famed Imperial robot. And I was, interestingly enough, listening to a podcast about these guys specific to this Blackstone Fortress, and it appears that these guys are the fabled men of Iron, the original artificial intelligence machines talked about in the age of technology, later turned against the humans and had to be put down, essentially.
So is he self-aware? Is he a robot or not?
Oh, he's self-aware. That was just a big misunderstanding back in the day. You know, there was all chaos influencing people, killing the robots who were their friends. They were just
you know, Carl. I've watched all of the movies for Terminator, and I know these things. Artificial intelligence only has one agenda, and that is to like dominate mankind and wipe us out.
No.
And he's looking at the blank expression on this robot's face.
They say the same thing about the Tau, too.
He has a power fist. It's for giving hugs.
Yeah, and that big giant Gatling gun, you know.
It's kisses. It's long-range kisses.
Oh, well, but there's an Eldar sniper, too.
Yeah, what's cool here is you got all these different Xenos races that are coming in, trying to, like, go through this big, gigantic floating dungeon in space, get its various archaeotech, the different technology, and the different unknown treasures that go along with this place.
There's a rule book for the combat. There's a rule book for the background. There's a rule book for the rules.
But they're in convenient little like quick reference sections. So
wait, what's that last one?
And each of the characters gets their own little stat card.
Wait, what's this?
This is actually the data sheets. So if you happen to paint one of these guys up and you exceptionally like them, like for example, your boy, freaking the
Janus Drake.
Janus Drake. You like him? They actually have a stat card for him, so you could play him in 40K.
No way.
Yes way.
Is he totally broken?
I hope he's
I don't
broken.
know. We'll have to find out.
We need something to kill off you stinking towel.
All I care about is the robot. So, free hugs.
Oh, he's only strength 3, toughness 3. Okay, that's not so bad.
So standard human.
So, he's got it. Actually, this is really important. He's got it. They've got data sheets in here, but no point values.
Sure they do. They have power levels.
Well, as I'm thumbing through the data cards here, something that stood out to me really cool was the Ratling twins. So you got Ratlings in this Blackstone Fortress narrative.
Who are Ratlings?
The Ratlings are the forgotten race that started out in version 1, 2, and 3, or edition 1, 2, and 3, which are basically humanoid halflings. They were actually once a playable force in the 40K universe and have all but been abolished. There's a whole lot of outcry on the internet and of course 4chan to bring these guys back.
I gotta stop you
And
there.
here
4chan's
he
not
is.
bringing back Rattlings?
No, Rattlings have been back. I gotta stop you there. Sorry, Brian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a
Because I've been looking for these guys and they haven't been around anywhere.
No, they're in every single Imperial Guard Codex. You can actually get them as a standalone unit. They're the snipers.
Really?
The squats come the third edition of 40K. They had Hive Fleet Behemoth come in from the Tyranids, and they actually consumed the squat homeworld. And the other squats are off in the world.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. In version 3, they were around, but we're all the way up in version 8 now, and they haven't been around for a while, and now they're making a comeback.
So, there's a whole bunch of these stat cards. The stat cards have two sides to them. The first side probably is the starting side, and the back side is your inspired side. So, you get a bunch of basic abilities, and then you have, of course, every model has their own special rules and secret agenda. So everybody's got their own goal, too.
Everyone's up to something.
It's just like I said in the beginning of this video, everybody's got some potential to backstab here, especially since you, for the first time, have got the opportunity to throw a bunch of alien races that were once pitted against each other, working in concert, supposedly, but of course with their own secret agenda.
So the rest of the cards, these large cards, are actually the NPC characters, who also have their own special rules. On the back side of their card is a random behavior table. So you could roll a dice and see what each model is going to do.
So it looks like Games Workshop is incorporating some level of dice roll artificial intelligence to its NPCs or non-playable characters that you're going to be encountering through your cooperative gameplay.
It looks like it might actually be playable as a single-player campaign also.
That would be really, really cool. Very Zombicide-esque.
Yeah. So what else do we got in here? We've got a lot of these tile things. So it's all hexagons. A lot of triangles. A lot of cool sci-fi textures going on in here. But everything is hexes.
Oh, you know what's really cool about this? It appears as though, as the game progresses, and you begin to unlock different parts of the dungeon, they kind of fit together to create various different combinations for maps that your characters will go through as they're uncovering the secrets of the Blackstone Fortress.
That's got to be a laser trap.
Of course. But along with the laser traps, where are the genetically engineered bats with the lasers on their head?
So there's a lot of cards involved. There's resource cards and discovery cards,
Encounter cards.
initiative cards, and new threat cards.
Very cool. And Carl,
Legacies.
did I hear you say that there was stats in here to play these characters in a regular game of 40K?
Why, yes, Brian, there are. So if you like those little Rattling Scouts, or if you like playing the Eldar, you have options to play those. And this is just the initial set. Who knows? Games Workshop may be releasing the Tau, they might be releasing Tyranids, they might be releasing whoever.
Yeah, I could totally see, just from a quick thumb through of the narrative here, why there would be a motivation for the other races to try to go through this this big gigantic relic to try to figure out some new technology.
Oh, these are like the spaceships.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, they're the ones that pull into the port just outside.
There's an Eldar ship. So I guess you could call in the reinforcements?
Also, you got Eldar ship, you got Imperial forces, Chaos forces.
Is that a Necron thing?
I'm not sure what that is. It looks like...
oh, it's a Kroot war sphere.
Really? The Kroot have spaceships?
Yeah.
They're not capable of warp travel. But
I thought the Kroot were stupid creatures that the Tau just enslaved and, launched off as mercenaries. They got spaceships?
They're probably that, too.
Oh.
Not only that,
cool.
but this game is more than just what happens on the hexes. What ships are actually in port also helps determine what's going on between missions and what's available to you for resources.
Oh, is there a between missions?
Every single mission has, at the end of it, you do your end of the mission briefing. If characters have grievous wounds, you have to find out if they actually heal those. And if they don't heal their grievous wounds, you actually have the option to play additional characters while they stay in the back and heal up. So you can keep playing the missions, progressing the storyline forward with your friends, but you have to play other characters until, like, Janice Drake?
Janice
Drake gets healed up, or the UR-25 bot gets repaired, or whatever.
Oh, so he could be out for a couple of missions.
He could, but the thing is, since this is a living game, if he dies, he's gone. You don't play him for the rest of the campaign. There's no replacement. There's no copy coming in.
Interesting. You know, I'm really digging these Games Workshop bringing back the